Yo, 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 what is going on, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love? It's your boy, Jay Phoenix, flying into the moment yet again, radiating love. As always, hopefully you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend. I know I've been a little MIA. And we're just going to do like a little bit of an update, talk about this full moon in Gemini that we just had, which occurred around, I want to, it was like 1:30 a.m. or something like that, Pacific time. So I am still here just south of Seattle here in Washington. We are on our last day here, and our flight's going to leave at 11:45 p.m. Pacific time. So we got that red-eye flight. And I figured I'd come out here and finally catch up to you guys, because I know I haven't made a video in like 4 days. So this is the longest I've gone without making a video. I'm not gonna lie, it feels very, very weird having not made a video this long. But yeah, hopefully you guys had a wonderful day. I do apologize. I do want to not have it to where if I happen to go out of town that I just don't make videos and stuff. I was just trying to find the best time to do it. And I honestly, it's just, I've been kind of just going with the flow of things, being out here in Seattle, you know? So on the far opposite side of the country from where I live down in just outside of Atlanta, Georgia. Now we're up here in the Pacific Northwest. So it's, the weather's actually been pretty nice here too. You know, it's foggy right now, but the fog will probably break up. I can already see some blue up there, but, yeah, let's talk about this full moon, shall we? My hands are going to get cold too. We had a full moon here in Gemini at 4 degrees, right? And of course, Mars is here with the sun as well. And the other part about this transit is that we actually had Mercury at 24 degrees of Sagittarius, making a nice square over to Neptune retrograde in Pisces. Now, whenever you get the moon shifting into Gemini, I find the energy to definitely be a bit on the lighter side. Moving from its exaltation in Taurus to Gemini, it definitely wants to bring forth a bit of a lighter energy, a little bit more, you know, it brings about a curious energy. Now, from the emotional standpoint with the moon, we're definitely going to be wanting to have those conversations with individuals, with people that is really going to open up and transform our lives. You know, so some of you guys may have found yourself having conversations that are probably long overdue, things that you needed to talk about. And especially with a Mercury here in Sag, making the square over to Neptune at 24 degrees, and being that this is a 24 degree energy, so 2 + 4 is 6. 6 is the number of Venus, right? And Venus, of course, is traveling with the South Node in Libra. This was definitely a full moon all about relatability and relationships, and whether or not, are we going to continue to embrace certain relationships in our life? Are there certain relationships that need to be released? Are there certain conversations that need to be had? Maybe things that you've been meaning to say to people, and maybe you've been holding off on it because you're wondering if it's going to, poke the bear, poke the beehive. And, I think that's the thing. I think we are all looking for that sweet nectar in life, that sweet honey, but we are afraid to maybe poke the beehive a bit and to actually go after what we really want, have those conversations. And we also got to remember, Gemini rules the extremities. It rules the neighborhood. It rules your immediate surroundings. Whereas Sag wants to go on the adventure, go to see foreign places and foreign people. This is about what's close to home. So I think what this full moon is releasing is going to be a lot of these preconceived notions that there aren't any opportunities around us, that we have to go way out there for opportunities. It's kind of funny that with this full moon, I happen to be all the way across the country in a place that I've never been before. But it's been a really cool experience. Seeing Mount Rainier, that mountain is amazing. And I lived in Colorado too, so I'm no stranger to seeing beautiful, large colossal mountains, but the way that Rainier just kind of stands out is pretty freaking awesome, you know. So it's like, I think this is about finding the adventure and finding the beauty and the things that are already here, that are already surrounding us. And, you know, this gives us an opportunity to kind of open up our eyes a bit, you know. So, of course, that Mercury in Sagittarius is definitely very idealistic. And especially when it comes to relationships, we may believe certain things about our relationships. And that's where the Neptune is going to provide a bit of a challenge, that maybe, just maybe, you know, the way that we're looking at things is probably skewed in some way. There are some inherent biases in the way that we may be looking at things, especially in our relationships. And we have to be honest with ourselves about these biases, right? The other thing about this, since it's a 24 degree, it really deals more with society at large. So it's going to be about your relationship to these other people, especially in foreign places. And with a square, there's going to be an aspect where the media might try to sway your opinion on these individuals. And you have to really ask yourself, do you really have the information? Do you really have the knowledge or the wisdom to know what you're talking about when it comes to these things? I think that's the other part about this. You know what I'm saying? This is the kind of transit, being that it's dealing with other groups of people because it's a third decan square. If it was a first decan square, it'd be more with like yourself. If it was a second decan square, that'd be more like, you know, your friends, your family, your co-workers, people that you deal with pretty regularly. Third decan, these are people that you probably have never met. And there's going to be a passing of judgment with this sort of thing. But with a full moon happening around this time, we are meant to release any of these preconceived notions that we may have, or release any of these biases that we may have towards certain individuals. And really see that even though someone may be way over there, you realize that they have family, they have friends, they have challenges, they have successes, just like you do. And that there's really nothing that separates you, that makes you like so different. Maybe y'all eat different foods. Maybe y'all celebrate different holidays. But ultimately what it comes down to, the human experience and the things that we all want and strive for, happiness that we look to establish in our life, the love that we look to establish in our life, the challenges that we seek to overcome, those things don't change from society to society. Whether it's, you know, someone living in the city, or someone living on a farm 5,000 miles away, or someone living in the middle of the rainforest, we are all wanting to survive. We are all wanting to connect. We're all wanting to make our lives better. So that's really what this comes down to. Right? It's going to be a bit of a shorter video because it is cold out here and I don't have any gloves on and stuff, and I'm not in front of my computer obviously, but I still wanted to give you guys a little bit of a tidbit for this full moon because, like I said, I have been MIA, and Gemini is all about communication, you know what I'm saying? And this is also, it's going to be a very mental, you know, this is dealing with the mind. It's going to be a very mental full moon, especially with Mercury involved, the ruler, the dispositor of this full moon, Mercury, in square to Neptune. So trying to logic our way out of these situations, trying to logic our way to the answers that we're looking for in life, probably aren't going to work. It's going to have to come from a deeper place. It's going to have to come from a more spiritual place. And we can't just think our way out of these things, right? So, you know, just, you know, I think there's also a great time to just make sure that we're communicating the right things. Make sure that we are speaking into existence the things that we actually do want, using the powers of manifestation, which you have to remember, in order to really manifest, you have, or to allow attractness into your life, you have to first vibrate. And that is the primary communication. He's like, you have the law of attraction, of course, but there's also the law of vibration, which precedes the law of attraction. And I think one of the greatest smoke screens, one of the greatest, I would say, diversions of the New Age spiritual community was teaching the law of attraction and exposing that to the mass population before talking about the law of vibration. And I do believe that that was very much so intentional. It started off with the movie The Secret, is what popularized the law of attraction, but they did not talk about the law of vibration, or they did, but they were very cryptic about it. If they talked about the law of vibration before the law of attraction, who knows where the world would be. But at the same time, I have to think, maybe even believe, or just feel deeper intuitively that maybe in this particular timeline, we, the individual, the self, had to learn what the law of vibration was after the law of attraction. Things happen forwards and backwards. It's kind of weird. And, you know, I'm starting to wonder if us realizing what the law of vibration is after the fact, maybe there's a good reason for that in this particular timeline. That maybe, just maybe, that actually is where we're supposed to go. That being said, some people are still caught up in only following the law of attraction, not realizing that their vibration speaks very loudly, and oftentimes the most loud. I have the Emperor card. So you have so much more power than you realize, you know, but this is about being a leader in your own life, not really waiting for someone else to tell you what to do, but you know what you need to do. You know what it takes to get these things done. And yes, it may not be comfortable. You know how cold it is out here right now? Like, it's super cold. My hand is about to freeze off because I don't have any gloves right now. But you know what it takes to get it done. And even though we are moving into a colder season, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere, right? You have the heat and the power within you to get things done. I'm going to draw another card too. I'm just going to pick a random card. This is a new deck. It's the Rider Waite deck, but it's like rainbow. So I also have the Lover's card, which is the card of Gemini. So in order to really attract this lover into your life, you have to first love yourself unconditionally. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about this. I can't remember if I put it in a video. I know I put it on Facebook. But here's the thing about this. We cannot expect unconditional love from the world, but give ourselves conditional love. I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to actually repeat it in the reverse. We cannot give ourselves conditional love, but expect unconditional love from the world around us. Ponder on that for a bit while I go inside, warm up, and get some coffee. But y'all take care, stay blessed. We will be back to the regular scheduled programming when I get back to Georgia. And I think this was actually, honestly, a nice reset, giving me an idea of what exactly I want to do as far as my videos go. Because like I said, I do want to continue the daily content, but I kind of want to shorten those, honestly, so anywhere around 5 to 10 minutes if I can do so. And I'm going to challenge myself to do that, right? So I can improve upon my communication and my delivery with these videos. But also, I want to make sure that I do something for the sun signs and prepare you guys for each month and stuff. So recalibration over here. You're probably going through a recalibration as well. Happy birthday to all the Sagittarius out there. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Hope you guys have a wonderful Monday. Enjoy this full moon in Gemini, and I'll see y'all on the next video. Peace.